Now here's the lady herself coming up shortly. Miss Cliona Hagan.
Let him tarry, let him sink or let him swim. He doesn't care for me and I don't care for him. He can go and find another that I hope he will enjoy. For I'm gonna marry a far nicer boy. Farewell to cold winter, summer's come at last. Nothing have I gained, by my true love I have lost. I'll sing and I'll be happy, like the birds upon the tree. For since he deceived me, I care no more for he. Let him go, let him tarry, let him sink or let him swim. He doesn't care for me and I don't care for him. He can go and find another that I hope he will enjoy. For I'm gonna marry a far nicer boy. He wrote to me a letter saying he was very bad. I sent him back an answer saying I was awful glad. He wrote to me another saying he was well and strong. But I care no more about him than the ground he walks upon. Let him go, let him tarry, let him sink or let him swim. He doesn't care for me and I don't care for him. He can go and find.
Well, we're going to try and get her now. It's Miss Cliona Hagan. Now, what a career this young lady's had already. Irish Post Country Music Award 2017. Sunday World Female Vocalist of the Year 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row from 2017 to 2020. Star of Dancing with the Stars 2019. A number of hit albums and singles, including the latest one. It's the Dolly Songbook. Shall we give her a call and see if she answers, folks? Let's see. Oh, it's ringing. It's ringing.
Hello.
Hello, is that Cliona?
It is indeed, Tony. How are you?
I am very well, and how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Thank you for staying awake so late on a Sunday night. You had me all nervous because everybody in my family's going, have you seen on Insta? You've got her on. She's got her feet up. She's about to fall asleep. I said, she said she'd be on. What have you been doing this night? You had me nervous.
I've been taking it easy, lying out by the fire, watching Tina Turner and just relaxing, taking it easy.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, tell us, Cliona, it's quite a career you've had. How did it all start? I mean, when did it become your goal, your dream? When was this what you wanted to do?
Oh, you know, music's always been something that I've always loved to do. Even as a child, I just always loved performing and singing wherever I could. So it's always been kind of always there. But obviously, the older I got, I really wanted to pursue it more and to get on stage and to sing and perform. So any opportunity that I got, I always would have performed wherever I could. And I think just the older I got, and after getting my music degree, I just wanted to definitely give the country music a chance and give it a go. And I'm so glad I did.
That's something I didn't even realise about you till I did a bit of research, that you've actually got a music degree and you went to Queen's University. So you am I right or am I wrong? You're a qualified music teacher.
Yes. I was teaching for a few years over in Edinburgh, and then I came back home and I taught in Lurgan as well for a while. So yes, and I went to Queen's University to study music, and so it was very important for me.
So you've had your head screwed on. You always had something you could fall back on. Not that you've needed it, thankfully. What age group was it you were teaching?
From I suppose 12 up to 18.
Jeez, that's not easy now. I wouldn't imagine. I am a parent of a few teenagers, and I would imagine that's not easy. One of your biggest breaks was Dancing with the Stars in 2019. How did that come about?
Well, I was approached by the programme regarding to go on the show, and of course I was only too delighted because I've watched the show before and I thought it was such a fantastic show. It's a great show for all the family to watch, and Yeah, and I always liked to boogie, to dance, but I never was like obviously professionally trained or anything like
So
that.
you weren't a trained dancer. So what was that like each week? Because each week, you have to learn a new routine, and it's not like learning the lyrics and the tune of a song. Like you've got all that muscle memory as well.
It's obviously so like for these professional dancers, it's they've been doing it all their lives, so they make it look so easy. But I didn't realise, to be honest, that there were so many different types of dancing as well, and like the Charleston, like all these Latin American, and all different types of dances that I never heard tell of. So each week it was so difficult because you only really had wrapped your head around one particular type of dance, and then the next week you'd be kind of, I suppose, doing a completely different move. So it's always your brain has to be on, I suppose, 24/7, and then trying to translate that from your brain to make your body do the correct movements. It's very tough, and hats off to them professional dancers. They're absolutely out of this world amazing, and I was only too fortunate and happy to be able to be part of a program like that, and to get to dance with these world class dancers was just amazing. It was brilliant.
And what was your favourite dance then? You mentioned the Charleston there, but everybody imagines being a country you'd have to say jive. But I mean, what was your favourite, or what was the easiest?
Jive is so different from what you would actually like the jiving that you would do at a country dance, because the jiving, it's got a particular step of particular movements you have to do that I never heard tell of. It's kind of like a I suppose like a bit jazzy, like jazz movements in the professional jive dancing. So it was quite difficult because I thought, oh, this would be handy, a jive, but it definitely wasn't that. But my favourite dance, I would have to say, would have been for orchestra week, for the waltz that we did, was just so brilliant. But I have to say, I loved as well the samba and the Latin American dances too. So I really enjoyed a lot. I loved all the tasks ahead of me every week, and it was brilliant. And I can't believe it's 3 years ago now. I
know, 2019. And would you do it again? Say BBC came on to you and went, Cliona, we hear you're a big star over there in Ireland now. Would you fancy Strictly?
I would love to do that. It was an amazing opportunity as well for me, and just to be able to do this, that, like as I said, to get to dance with these amazing world class dancers was just amazing. And not only that, the production level as well, and the beautiful outfits that we all got to wear every night. It was fantastic, and I met some really, really great friends. But to answer your question, 100%.
Yes, so right, we'll get on to Strictly. As soon as we get off the air here, we'll get on to Strictly. And gig-wise, I mean, the gigs have got bigger and bigger for you, but what's been your favourite gig?
I think, I've always loved doing concerts. I think there's just something about a concert setting, you can really, people are, I suppose, more listening more so than they would be at a dance, I suppose, because it's that setting where you concentrate on the actual performance more so than, I suppose, just having a few drinks, whatnot. But it's just, there's something about a concert that I love. People really, really listen attentively, and you get as well to play your instrument, you get to put on an actual show and an overall production. So I would say concerts for me would probably be my favourite thing to do for sure.
Good, and you've got a whole heap coming up, which we're going to mention in a bit. We're going to mention all the gigs and the concerts you've got coming up. Now, tell me, the engagement. You're engaged now. This broke many's a man's heart, and many of them have been in touch with me saying, and it's actually one of the most popular questions people have asked, like, how did he do it? Was he an old romantic, or was it just, Cliona, come on, we've been together now, there's a ring, let's do this? Or did he do it properly? This is what people want to know.
He did. He is so, perfect. He knows exactly that I wouldn't have liked, say, for example, to have been in the middle of a restaurant or a lot of people around, because I am actually quite shy behind it all. So it was so perfect that it was just the two of us there, and we went down to the beautiful lake by where Simon's from Westmeath. So the lake's called Lochray. So one evening I thought we were just going down to the lake for a walk, and here there's this beautiful art white arches, flowers around it, a red carpet, candles, and it was just so perfect. He went above and beyond, and it was so.
So
it's exactly what
you'd no choice but to say yes. Is that what you say? You went to all that effort. You had to say yes. Well, fair play to you. Listen, will you stick around? We're going to play. We've reached that romantic point, so we're going to play "I Will Always Love You" from your Dolly Songbook. Will you stick around and have a quick chat with us again after it?
Of course, I would love to.
Okay, because we've got some questions from some of the fans and things and some shout-outs to do. But here is Cliona Hagan from her Dolly Songbook, "I Will Always Love You." Now, don't you be going anywhere. Don't be falling asleep.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. Bittersweet memories. That's all I'm taking with me. Goodbye. Please don't cry, 'cause we both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you ever dreamed of. I wish you joy and happiness, but above all of these, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you.
That was a beautiful segue into that, you know, Cliona, that engagement. Are you still there? Are you still awake?
I am indeed.
Oh, good. You see that big roaring fire on Instagram, you think, Jesus, I'd be asleep in front of that, I tell you. So the Dolly Songbook album, it's doing brilliantly. It's topping the charts everywhere. I mean, obviously, Dolly was the inspiration behind that. But I mean, where did that come from, that love for Dolly and her music?
I think from my mum, you know, from a very young age, like mummy just absolutely loved Dolly Parton, and from a young age she always had Dolly's records on, and you know, like me and my two older sisters, whenever we were running about and playing whatnot, like we would always hear like these classic songs, like "I Will Always Love You" and Jolene, and you know, "Coat as Many Colors." So I think that's where the love for Dolly initially grew, was just from a young age, hearing this fabulous singer, and then the older I got, the more appreciation I got for her songs, not only as a vocalist but also as a songwriter and as well as a person, because she just seems like such a lovely person. And of course, the amount that she does for charity and for children all over the world, making sure that they all have books and that they can learn how to read.
Yeah.
And in her position to be able, like she wouldn't need to bother to do that if she didn't want to.
What I love about her too is she's so self-deprecating. She doesn't. She almost makes fun of herself. She knows.
Yes, I love that too.
Like my favourite quote of hers was, I think it was something like, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap.
Yes.
I mean, you couldn't write lines like that. Only she could get away with it. Now, the show coming up is the Dolly Songbook, and I'm going to mention all the dates and all. We'll let you go before I do all the dates. I'll give them all a good plug for you. But what can people expect in the show?
Dolly, the Dolly Songbook show, it's going to be the biggest production I have ever put on. It's going to be humongous. We've got a 7-piece live band, the Sheeran family band. They're fabulous musicians, so I'm so honoured that they're going to be backing me, and it's just going to be the biggest party, the biggest sing-along show ever, and I'm so excited to be bringing it.
And are you doing both halves yourself, or is there a special guest, or are you doing it all?
My sister-in-law to be, she's going to be opening the show for me, and yeah, there's going to be still 2 halves. I will be in the first half as well as the second. But Carmen Sheeran and the Ravens, they're going to be opening the show too. So she does fabulous music. So it's going to be so beautiful, so gorgeous, and I cannot wait.
And do you enjoy being on the road? Because some artists, they like going into the recording studio, and you've said you love doing concerts, but how do you cope with the travelling? Are you all right with that?
You know what? Like, don't get me wrong. But we've obviously, due to COVID and not being out for 2 years, it takes a while for the travelling to get back into the swing of things. Because obviously, I would be sleeping by 10, 11 o'clock every night. So it's great to get back into the swing of things.
Would you go home after a gig? Or, depends how far away it is. But I mean, I know a lot of people would rather travel during the night when the traffic's light and then sleep all day. Are you one of them?
Well, sometimes, I'm very lucky. I've always someone there with me and who might be driving, so I would always fall asleep or pass out in the passenger seat.
You see, this is why you said yes. So you had a chauffeur. Yeah. This is why you said yes by those lakes.
You know what though, we're not reckless either. We would make sure that if it is too far away and we're just way too tired, we'd always make sure to pull in, because obviously there's other people on the road as well, so we need to be smart about the whole thing. But I am lucky that I have someone.
You have someone there. Listen, tell me, how did you cope with lockdown then? I know it was really tough. I mean, it was tough for everybody. But when your career is getting out there and mixing with literally hundreds of people, and suddenly that is stopped, I mean, and I know in the entertainment world we're more privileged in a lot of things. But I mean, it did hit us really hard, the COVID for 2 years. How did you cope? I mean, is this when you put the album together, or?
Yeah, I was working on the album during COVID, so that took about 6, 7, 8 months to complete the whole album. And not only that, Simon and myself, we done a lot of Facebook Lives, and I think that was such a brilliant outlet, because obviously we were getting to perform music to some capacity.
Yeah.
So it's great that we had that, and that's really how I coped was by the Facebook Lives, and of course doing the Dolly Songbook album. So it was a great outlet for me that I was still able to do music, as I said, to some degree.
Good. Right, listen, I'm going to run through. We've had a few shout-outs and requests. Well, we've had loads. To be honest with you, I've been bloody tortured, Cliona. But here, so I'm going to go through the ones that tortured me the most, because they're probably the ones that would torture me the most if I didn't mention them. We've got Shane Devine in Waterford, who says he's a huge fan and he's going to see you next Sunday in Waterford. So could you say hello to Shane?
Of course. A big hello, Shane. Looking forward to seeing you, and make sure to be singing along to all the Dolly songs with us. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Okay,
we've got Barry now. See, this is my other problem, right? Is pronunciation. Some surnames. How would you pronounce this? Okay, Barry. Okay, his surname is Cunnea. How would you pronounce that, Cliona? Then I can blame you if we got it wrong.
Thank you. I think it's Cunnea.
Connie. Now, see, I was going Connie. I was being all posh.
Okay, maybe Connie. Yes, maybe it is.
But maybe Connie is even more posh. Anyway, Barry says
I don't know.
he wants to say hello to you, and he can't wait to see you at the Hot Country Awards at the Sleeve Russell on the 1st of May. Okay.
Big Barry.
Yeah, no, you're okay. Paul Griffin, he says, great show, mate. I can't wait to hear Cliona. Say hi to Cliona from me, Paul Griffin.
A big hello, Paul, and a big shout out to your mum and your sister as well.
Oh, there you go, Paul. You got more than you bargained for, Paul. You didn't mention your mum and your sister to me now. He just mentioned himself, right? The Jones family in Wexford. That's Jennifer, Sue and their mammy. Now, they haven't told me their mammy's name. And the children are Bobby and Erin. Bobby has autism and he absolutely loves your music, Cliona. Absolutely loves it. Isn't that great?
Such a lovely young lad. He's so lovely.
All right. Have you met Bobby?
I have indeed. He's the sweetest young boy, and he's so nice.
Right.
And
Well, we're going to play a track especially for Bobby that the family have requested for him. But before that, we've also got. Now, I do a show on a Saturday night. It's more a party type show here in Phoenix Country Radio. It goes out 10 to 8, and we have now quite a following in New York, and we actually have a load of expats that get together on a Saturday night in Paddy Riley's bar, music bar on 2nd Avenue in New York. And because I've been playing you the past couple of weeks, they're all now addicted. And they want to know when you're coming to New York.
I would love to come to New York.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will sort that out because they've invited me out as well. So maybe we could go out. We could do a Cliona night, and I could do a bit of DJing beforehand. We could have a good old Irish Ceilidh in Paddy Riley's.
idea, Tony. Absolutely fantastic idea.
I will. They torture me every week, you see, because they download the podcast. I will torture them back until they get us out there for that. But listen, Cliona, we like to do like 15 quick fire questions, right? But I want to play this track here, which has been requested by the Jones family in Wexford with Wee Bobby. It was a track with you and Simon Casey, Need You Now. If I play that, will you come back and we'll do 15 quick fire questions and then we'll let you get to sleep. Will that do?
No problem, sounds good.
All right, here it is, especially for the Jones family in Wexford. It's Simon Casey and, of course, our very own Cliona Hagan and Need You Now.
Picture perfect memories scattered all around the floor, reaching for the phone 'cause I can't fight it anymore. And I wonder if I've ever crossed your mind. For me it happens all the time. It's 1:15, I'm all alone and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call but I lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now.
Not a shot of whiskey, can't stop looking at the door. I'm wishing you come sweeping in the way you did before.
And I wonder if I ever crossed your mind.
For me it happens all the time.
It's 1:15, I'm a little drunk and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call but I lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now. Guess I'd rather hurt than feel nothing at all. Guess I'd rather hurt than feel nothing at all. It's 1:15. I'm all alone and I need you now.
I said I wouldn't call, but I'm a little drunk and I need you now.
And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now. I just need you now.
There we go. Beautiful track there. We're going to have to cut it short, I'm afraid, Cliona, because we're trying to squeeze everything in. Right. What we do here is 15 quick-fire questions, okay? Okay. Now, some of them might be a little controversial, but not too controversial. Don't panic. Don't panic. All right. Netflix and chill or night out?
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. You were nearly asleep the night. Anyway, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee. All right. Controversial now. This could be controversial. Milk first or boiling water first?
I don't have milk. I don't drink milk, so boiling
Ah,
water.
you got out of it, you sneak. All right. Morning person or night owl?
Ooh, probably. That's a tough one. Depends. Sometimes it can be a morning person. Other times it can be a night. I'll go night owl.
Night
No,
owl.
morning person.
Okay. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Oh, red wine.
Red wine. That's so everybody now knows if they see you in a pub somewhere, they know what to send over. Okay. Favorite dinner?
Sunday dinner.
Sunday dinner, right. Favorite takeaway?
Oh, I go for Chinese.
Chinese. And have you got a particular favourite that you order from? And we'll mention them and we'll see if we can get you a free meal.
Oh, Ballandary Chinese is very good.
Ballandary Chinese, right? We will make sure we send them the podcast of this to make sure you get a free meal, okay? Favourite male country singer? Oh, now you're only allowed to pick one? Your secret will be safe with us. We will not share it with anybody.
I really love Chris Stapleton. I think his voice is class.
Cool, okay. Favourite female singer?
Ooh. Dolly Parton, obviously.
Yeah. How did that take you a while to work that one out? You must be tired, right? Okay, Christmas or New Year?
Christmas.
Christmas, okay. Well, I think I know the answer to this one already. Are you a Strictly Come Dancing or Britain's Got Talent girl? Strictly, okay. Favourite holiday destination?
Nashville.
Oh, very nice. Okay, the place you'd most like to go that you have not been to yet. What's on the bucket list?
I'm going to probably Vegas.
Vegas. Oh, yeah. Well, you have to do a show when you're there. That's the thing. But
For sure.
Are you a country girl or a city girl?
Country.
Okay, and the artist that's been the biggest inspiration to you? And if I don't know the answer to this already, there's something wrong.
Dolly Parton.
Of course it is. What a stupid question, right? These are the quick fires that we ask everybody you see. Dream gig.
I love it.
Gig that you haven't done yet that you really like to do.
Oh, Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry, right? I'm sure you'll make it there. Duet with anyone. If you could duet with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, of course it would be. Listen, Cliona, it's been absolutely brilliant having you on. I'm going to let you go now. Put your feet up in front of that fire, curl up with the hubby to be, and get a good night's sleep. I'm going to play now 9 to 5, and then after that, I'll mention the gigs that are all coming up. Cliona, thank you very much. It's been great talking to you. Long may the career continue.
Please God. Thank you so much for your time.
Not at all. Thank you for your time for staying awake. And will you please come back and talk to us again in the future?
Okay, I would love to. It would be awesome.
All right, Cliona. Well, here you are with 9 to 5. We'll let you go now. Thanks a lot, Cliona.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Tumble out of bed bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come alive. Jumping in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts jumping, and folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move up.
Okay, thanks to the Cliona Hagan there, the absolute legend and star that she is. Listen, the tour dates coming up for the Dolly Songbook are the 10th of March in the Brew in Cashel. Okay, we've got the 13th of March. She's in the Theatre Royal Waterford. 15th of March, it's the Glore Theatre Innis. 16th of March in the Hawkswell Theatre Sligo. 18th of March is the Dunamaze Theatre, Portlaoise. 20th of March, INEC Killarney. And the 27th of March, the Ardorn Theatre, Enniskillen. We'll pop those up on social media so you can all see where she's playing. And there'll be more dates coming up too. So many requests and shout-outs, we couldn't get through them all.
They got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, woo, what a way to make
A massive apology to Chris Young because we're running over. We're eating into your programme, Chris, but we're going to wind up now. Massive thank you to Cliona Hagan and everybody that tuned in. We had requests as well. I was supposed to be playing Mike Denver for Caroline Stewart and Shannon. Sorry I didn't get round to Mike, Caroline, but I'm sure you'll understand because we had Cliona now on. But I promise you, Saturday night, 10 to 12 p.m, I'll be back with Tony's Irish Country and Crack Radio, and we'll get through all the requests and shout-outs that we didn't this week. So from me here, Tony B, on Tony's Live and Kicking Country, a massive thank you to Cliona Hagan, everybody that tuned in. It's a scary old world out there, folks, and it's getting scarier, so please, stick together, and remember, may your God go with you. So from me, Tony B, I'll see you next Saturday night, 10 to 12. Podcasts will be available on all good podcast platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Amazon Music, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and all good podcast platforms. Just search for the Saturday night show, Tony's Irish Country and Crack Party, and the Sunday night show is Tony's Live and Kicking Country. And you can listen again to our interview with Cliona. So from me, Tony B, to you all, good night, God bless, have a great week, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, folks.
This show has been produced by Clariton FM Limited on behalf of this station. Thank you for tuning in, and please continue to support this station.
See you all next week. Here's Chris Young.